Good day, everyone.
Okay.
My name is Mustapha from Chatdoc. Chatdoc Telehealth is a digital health social enterprise that helps people access quality healthcare beyond distance, cost, and language barriers. During the COVID-19 pandemic, hospitals in Nigeria scaled down services, leaving many patients without basic healthcare. As medical doctors, patients sought us out personally through phone calls and social media. This exposed our healthcare system shortcoming. With severe shortage of healthcare professionals and resources, the doctor-to-population ratio plummeted to 1 in 10,000, forcing people to travel for long distance, wait for hours, and spend up to $30 for a consultation. With Chatdoc, we eliminate these challenges by providing patients with a secure platform for medical consultation through chat, phone calls, and video calls, all from comfort of their own home. Chatdoc is first of its kind in northern Nigeria, offering patients the ability to book for affordable consultation through chat, phone calls, and video calls. The application features a notification system to keep both patients and doctors informed about appointments. We also conduct screening tests for common illness in rural areas, transmitting the result directly to medical doctors for more accurate diagnosis and improved care. Unlike other telemedicine startups, mostly located in southern cities, Chatdoc is pioneering telehealth in northeastern Nigeria. We specifically target rural and informal sectors, reaching marginalized population through internet and on-the-ground screening tests. This ensures that our services reach those who need it the most. The total addressable market healthcare is approximately 200 million people in Nigeria, and Chatdoc aims at 2.5% of this, which is equivalent to 5 million people. From January to September 2023, Chatdoc have generated over $6,500 revenue with over $2,800 profit margin. To scale up operations, we need a $100,000 grant. In the next 5 years, we aspire to generate $500,000 in revenue and serve 100,000 patients. We're embodiment of a diverse team with experience across healthcare, app development, and marketing. Dr. Mustapha Abubakar, the CEO, a medical doctor with over 6 years of experience. Dr. Balkiso Osman, she's a co-founder, is also a medical doctor with 4 years of experience. And Umar M. Katibu, the CTO with 6 years of experience. Khadija is our marketing manager. Thank you.
Quickly, Mustapha, the revenue that you have made, the revenue you've made so far, how were you able to access that, those clients? Because it sounds like
we
you're
have
operational now. So can you tell us a little about that quickly?
Yes, our revenue stream is the first is B2B. When doctors subscribe on the platform, they consult a doctor, they receive booking appointment, and they consult. So from that consultation fees, we make 50% out of it. We take 50% commission out of that. While for the screening test, for each test kit, we make an average of 50%. So what we do actually, to reach more customers, we go into the communities. We partner with the medicine store, the chemists. Then we teach them how to operate this rapid diagnosis test kit. They are easy to use, and then when the patient comes, they actually carry out the test, and then they connect them, help connect them, and register them with the doctors. And then when the doctor sends prescription, they can actually sell the drugs to them. So we have this kind of partnership, and we are doing that with the communities in the villages and in urban areas as well.
Okay. And this platform is active, and you've done all of this 50% you've been making?
Yes, is active. Okay. Actually, we are currently operating on the web application.
And 50% both ways, commission-wise and also on the other side?
Yes, it's on the other side is even more, about 60% from the test kits.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's all. Mr. Kunde or Mr. Henry?
Yeah, thanks. I think thank you for the presentation. This is a very important problem you are trying to solve, and it's also in a very critical area of the country. So, but the first thing is, it would be good to understand how the people, how they interact with the platform. Is it online, or how does it work? Because in most of these areas, access to smartphones will most likely not be that great. So it will be good to just understand how that impacts your ability to reach those that are in need of this solution you are trying to provide.
Yes, and concerning how it works, I think I have a 2-minute video. Will you mind if I share that for how the
No, you can.
problem
I think
was?
you can just talk about it briefly, given the time constraints.
Okay. Okay, because of the time constraint, let me just use this. Okay. What this is, the software we have is the booking platform. Actually, once patient login can actually see the doctor that is available at that time and can actually book. So we actually connected with the SIM card, can be able to send SMS notification whenever a doctor is booked. It can send notification to the doctor that you have been booked by so person through phone call. Then the doctor will log into the software, open the app login, and then confirm the booking. And then when it is confirmed, SMS will go back to that particular patient that your booking has been confirmed, is scheduled by so. So he will give like a 5 minute or 10 minute, depending on his schedule, so that the patient will be expecting that the doctor will call him. So if he book now, let's say in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, then the doctor will confirm, send him confirmation that he'll be expecting his call back in 10 minutes or so. So he will call him back. When he call him back, then they will talk at the end. He can be able to send prescription through the app, and the patient can download it actually. That's basically how it was. And there's options for video call actually, where they can share video links, and also place for chat. So depending on the patient preference. And also the doctor don't have to be on the screen all the time before patient can actually see that he's online. He can create his own schedule based on that. Or he want to do Monday morning. So when it is morning hours from 6 to 12, the software will show that to the patient that he's actually available, and he knows he will be doing other things. But anytime there's activity, there's a booking, then his phone will actually notify him. Then he will open and then attend to the patient, and then continue his normal business. It's easy to use. While those in the rural areas, those chemist shops and this and that, helping them to register them, and then to help them how to navigate on the other, they tell them how to book, how to navigate in the software. That's basically how it works. It's easy. Actually, it's just that we have some constraint. We're not able we cannot afford to build mobile application. We're not using web application. So that's one of their limitations, and we actually in need of that actually, and we need to hire expert to build a mobile app for them, because it's more handy and patient don't have to be remembering the URL or something to access.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank
I
you.
hope I have been giving there.
Yeah, so it's a web-based platform now. They need to go on the internet to do it.
Yes, it's a web-based platform now.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Thanks.
Mr. Harry?
Yes, no, great. This is awesome. And Kunle, that was a very valid question. I was going to ask the same thing. How does this really work? Is it, a marketplace? But I'm getting a sense that it's a marketplace. So you're onboarding the doctors on the one end, and then the users come to the URL through the website to kind of book the meetings. So my curiosity was the percentage that you take, your take rate, right? I haven't heard of a take rate that is 50-50. How happy are the doctors that you're taking half of what they make?
Actually, now these doctors were operating with Actually, we even started with them for them. We started during the COVID. We started with free WhatsApp group. We were given that during the pandemic. People could not go to hospital. So that's how we started initially. So we created a WhatsApp group. We are offering it for free. So we came up with this, later we came up with this idea. Let's make it like a social enterprise. So let's build our software because WhatsApp group, there's issues concerned privacy and also the timing, because then we have to announce the group. Any patient that needed it will indicate. Then in the evening hours before we go to bed, usually 9 to 11, that's when we are going to match the patient with the doctors. Then they will chat, they will address their problems. Then gradually, we came up with this idea, and we inform it in the group. Even some of the group actually contributed something, because then we build software that they will be able to actually have access to the doctors. If we're able to generate more network of doctors, then it means that doctors can be available 24/7. They don't want to have to wait for the night hours to access. Yes,
just for
yes.
the sake
So
of time,
they're
I
actually part
know
of it.
you're
But
highly
gradually we
motivated
can
about this.
reduce.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. I would
Thank
love
you.
to chat with you because
Yes.
I know there's a huge market for healthcare, especially in northern Nigeria, right? There's a huge market. So
Yes.
you're really solving for a very big market. But I'd love to chat with you offline just to understand because the take rate does matter. You know, if you're going to scale this business, right? Not every doctor will be happy, or any hospital will be happy that you're taking 50% of what they're supposed to make. So you have to really think through that model.
Yes, we'll review that. We're looking
Okay.
forward to that. Yes, sir.
Well done.
No, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mustapha. Which is presented by Mustapha.
Yeah. So with Chatdoc, I think very, very interesting idea. This primary health care in Nigeria, for example, is a top area of priority even for the government and everyone. So you're solving a very important problem. You've done a lot of work around this space, trying to have access, connect the doctors to the patients in rural areas. But I think maybe the only comment I will make now, in addition to the ones we've made before, is now to say, okay, as part of your plans, you need to say, okay, how do you transition from being a web-based platform to now having some level of availability that is aligned with the device that is prevalent in the areas that you are targeting? So is it more USSD code access you want to integrate, such that even people that don't have smartphones, they can use those USSD to access doctors who would then call them back? Or is it, do you want to develop applications, all those type of things that will make it easy for people in those remote areas to access the service? Because without them being able to access the service, the objectives will not be met. So that's, I think, is the comment I will add. And I think maybe you provide maybe more details on the breakdown of the utilization of the 100K funding that you require. But I think very, very, very good idea and impact that you're making.
Yeah. My addition to that is story. I think story matters. I think we captured your story, just being that we understand the need. But I think you have to tell that story as well. And so I would encourage you as you move forward, like, have that story out very strongly. And the reason I'm saying this, there is a company called Zipline. I don't know if you've heard of Zipline. They started, it's a US company, but they came to Africa. They went to Rwanda, and they built this drone delivery system for delivering blood in rural areas. And although this is a US company, but there's no need where they are for such services, right? So they came to Africa where there's so much need because we have infrastructure deficit. and they launched the product, and now they're a billion-dollar company, right? And now they've gone back to the US and they are doing drone delivery for food, and they're going to do so much more. But how they captured people's attention was the story around, look at this, look at Africa. There's so much problem. I mean, there's so much need for healthcare. How can hospitals kind of reach people in these areas where there's no service available? And they were able to provide that solution that breaks the barrier and transports blood to where it's needed most. And so what you're doing is very similar, right? You're helping connect people that need desperate healthcare services with the doctors, and you're bridging that gap through technology so that it becomes easy for them to be able to. So you need to capture that story and use that to sell, because as you put that story forward, more people become excited about being part of it. But aside from that story aspect, I think the presentation was great. You did an awesome job, and it's really interesting that you're solving a really critical problem, and you guys have seen good traction. So I commend you for what you're building and your team. Yeah.
Thank you. For me, Chatdoc, very good idea. Initially, I was worried when he said telemedicine, because I was worried that there are so many players trying to do telemedicine, especially in Africa. But when he said he was keying it to the northern part of the country, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense now. And of course, as you know, with that region, even language sometimes is a challenge. So that's one of the things that an investor will pose to you. How are you going to handle the language barrier? The other thing that an investor will challenge you on is how are you going to handle the spread of technology, especially smartphone, because you need to, as Mr. Kunle said, you need to transition into an app version rather than a web version. But even with the web version, you still need smartphones or some kind of access to computers and the internet. So for that, you need to also think of, okay, is there an option of doing a text version of telemedicine? I don't know. Is there a way of doing offline access so that even if there's no internet connection, that the people that you are trying to serve will be able to have it? So those are the things I think just I want to bring to your attention to start thinking of, not just for now, but also for other platforms that you may want to go and present to.